Hi, Mark. How are you?
Hi, how are you? Yeah, I'm good. How
Well,
are
as you
you?
know, I'm Marianne, and I run the Master Advisor program. And I'll let you introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Mark James. So I run a company called Mojo U here in the UK. We specialise in data protection, have done for about 5 years now. And we've done loads of work with very small companies and very large companies on this whole topic of the EU General Data Protection Regulation, or GDPR as it's otherwise known. It's deemed to be the toughest data protection law in Europe, and certainly probably in the world right now, from the conversations that we've had. And we've worked really hard to try and help small local businesses as well as the big guys. So, and that's our really interest to work with you. That, you know, these small, how do these small companies that want to comply to data protection rules do it in a way that's simple, pragmatic, and all those things. So it's great to work with you.
Yeah, look, I mean, I'm really excited. We're doing an event on the 20th of June in Australia,
Yeah.
talking about GDPR and saying that it's actually a bit of a business time bomb for small organisations and online organisations who are waking up to it in Australia, that we actually need to be GDPR compliant if we have European citizens on our databases. So what we're doing with this event, we're actually got the Victorian Information Commissioner and a whole lot of business people and lawyers talking about what the implications are for Australia and for Australian online entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And I'm so pleased that we're going to be giving everybody who attends this wonderful kit that we've worked with you on.
Yeah, I mean, the kit we put together for initially the charity sector, because like any other business, they have the same challenges, and for them, a big part of their revenue stream is through things like marketing and stuff like that, which because of all the new rules that have come into play, have had a huge impact. And GDPR can feel like a huge, unwieldy beast. And for a small business, you know, 3 or 4 people just trying to run their business, and along comes GDPR, like another regulation to worry about. How do they chunk it down to something that's manageable, that's pragmatic, it's sensible? And the pack really was designed to help them. It's all the kind of key stuff that they'll require as they start to think through what they need to do from a compliance point of view. But it's done in such a way as most information is given to them. They have to fill in the blanks really, and the kind of steps they need to take as a minimum. So yeah, it's been really well received here in the UK.
Well, I mean, that's why I'm so delighted, because we've got a kit with a handbook, really, with a lot of information in it. We've got fantastic templates so that people can actually go home and start implementing their data processing straight away so that they are compliant to GDPR and the EU's regulations, because the fines are quite enormous and we don't want any Australian company to be in breach. So the wonderful kit that we've put together not only has 20 minutes with you, Mark, if, you know, once they buy the kit, they get another 20 minutes with an Australian privacy lawyer. And we're going to introduce her in the next video. And I guess the thing is, what I'm concerned about is looking after small business, because I know what it's like. You know, I'm a small
Yeah.
business and it's like, yes, I've run a larger business in the past, but I'm a one-man band and I have to do everything myself. So I want to implement my GDPR rules and templates and regulations so that they are compliant. And I'm so grateful that, you know, we're working together.
Yeah, yeah, and the thing is, the opportunities are great because for you, from an Australian territory point of view, in terms of being a data processor, in other words, if you are processing information that's European data about people in Europe, the opportunities are great for you because under the previous laws, you know, you as a processor didn't really have much in the way of liability, but under the GDPR, then you have joint liability, and there's huge pressure on European companies to make sure that they are using international data processors, that they too are compliant. So there are opportunities now for you because if you're compliant as a processor, it means you can go after business in Europe and talk about the fact you're compliant, which will generate opportunities because if you're compliant, then by default they become compliant. And if one of their processes is not compliant, then they are not compliant as a business in their entirety. So it's a good opportunity.
It's a wonderful opportunity, and if you're not compliant, you're going to be blocked from servers around the world. So
Yeah,
it's it's a
yeah,
mandatory thing to do. So
yeah,
look, thank you, Mark, and we'll come
pleasure.
back and talk again soon.
Yeah, look forward to it.